From preclinical trial to phase 3 trial takes about 13.8 years on average. In phase 4, the drug has already been approved and is on the market. The public can use the drug for their conditions and disease. The reason why this is still considered a clinical trial is because of the sample size is now considered infinite. While several thousand people in phase 3 is a lot, you can never be sure that it applies to 100% of the people. For example, there may be a very small section of the public that is allergic, or it is a very rare side effect that happens and was unable to be seen in phase 3. When you have put it on the market, you have determined to the best of the ability of the researchers that it is safe, but you can never be 100% sure. This is why phase 4 is important to see if there is a small segment or small population that this drug may not be appropriate for or would have a significant side effect. They can then update the labels to show some warning or perhaps take it off the shelf if too many people are affected. There is no actual length for this phase because it is already on the market. It can last for several years or it may not end in the foreseeable future. It is a continuous process to improve or modify certain aspects to further keep the public safe. To sum up the process of clinical trial and their individual phases is that it is a very important process in drug discovery and development. They are able to see whether a new drug or treatment is safe and effective for human use. The investigators work closely with regulatory bodies to properly assess before approving them for use for the general public. Here is a quick summary of the drug development timeline from preclinical development to phase 4. And here note that different applications are submitted to start the clinical trial and before the market, as I have mentioned in the previous sections. The main summary of information are listed here with years, tested population, purpose, and success rate. Preclinical developments last about 6.5 years, whereas phase 0 and phase 1 last about 1.5 years. Phase 2 is 2 years, phase 3 is 3.5, and up to phase 4 is about 14 years. From here onward, it's considered infinite. The testing population for preclinical development is in vitro and animal studies. For phase 0 and 1, it's about 10 to 15 and scale up to 20 to 100 healthy people. Phase 2 includes 100 to 300 patients. Phase 3 is from 300 to 3,000 patients. And phase 4 is considered infinite as well because it is the public, now that's receiving the drugs. The purpose of preclinical development is to test for safety and desired activity. Phase 0 and 1 is to determine the safety and dosage. For phase 2 is to evaluate furthermore how effective it is and any side effect. For phase 3 is to confirm the effectiveness and any side effects in the long term. And phase 4 is of a surveillance for patients in case of safety issues. The success rates are listed as follows, and in general, on average, phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trial are where most of the drugs fail, either due to safety, efficacy, financial reasons, or other reasons. And that wraps up section 3, and I'll see you in the next section.